in your GMI note to your investors, your think piece in January, you kind of reminded everyone what the gains were in Bitcoin and ETH last year. I think it's worth reiterating that, right? It depends when you get in.
That's right. I mean, last year I had one of the best years I've ever had, and Ethereum, which was my biggest bet, was up 450%, and Bitcoin was a smaller bet, and that was up 60%, and a whole bunch of stuff was up hundreds of percent. And that's not to boast about me. It was about sticking with the plan that I had, and I got the right timing to get in at the right time. So if you remember at the time, I'm a macro guy. I wait for the buses to turn up. I don't try and I don't try to find every trade. I'm not interested in that. I'm not a short-term guy. So I wait and wait and wait. And I waited for that crypto opportunity. I'd been saying for maybe 2 years, 3 years that crypto and macro are about to meet, and it's going to meet at the next recession. The Fed are going to have to print massively, and this is the time to buy. And I went all in. And I've been talking about the exponential age for an extended period of time now, saying, listen, this is the big trade. The big equity trade here is the exponential age, which are all of these network adoption models of modern technology. So here we are setting up exactly the right trade, which is stuff like ARK or Scottish mortgage, all of these things. They're all coming for the entry point. You get the entry point right at the maximum point of fear when everybody says this is terrible. That's the point you can drive extraordinary returns if you're a long-term holder. I'm not a trader, so I don't really care about the next 3 months. If I buy ARK, I'm expecting to hold it for 5 to 10 years. And if I get it right, it'll go up 10x. That's what I'm thinking.
How are you thinking about this now? And, talk to me about the other coins as well. Because if you got in November, very painful. If you saw gains like you experienced, we get a lot of questions. Should I continue? Should I hold? Should I take profits? Do I buy more? Do I buy this dip? How are you thinking about that space?
Everything comes down to time horizon. Firstly, don't put too much money in that you can't afford to ride the volatility. I've told everybody this for 2 years now. Expect 50% drawdowns as normal course of business, and not calling it a bear market, just calling it a correction. So that's what we need to deal with, and everybody needs to make their own decision. It's also time horizon. If you think it goes up 20, 30x over the next 5, 6, 10, whatever your number is, well, then a 50% drawdown is just small noise on the chart. If you're trading for a 3-month time horizon, it falls 50% on you, well, you've got it dead wrong because your time horizon is different. So I am looking to add more to my positions into this kind of market because I don't think anything's changed. Nothing's changed in the network adoption. Network slowed down a bit for the reasons we talked about before. So over time, we see the institutions coming. I'm talking to them every day. I launched a crypto fund of funds. We've already put the first $100 million to work. That goes straight into the markets via the hedge funds. That ongoing allocation of assets is happening. So it doesn't stop. So it trades sideways for a year. That's great. Tends to mean periods of suppressed volatility lead to hyper volatility. Periods of hyper volatility tend to lead to periods of suppressed volatility. And we've basically had a sideways market where volatility has been falling since May. So that's how I think about it. In terms of the allocation of tokens, the answer is I don't know. Yeah. It's complicated. We had a big move in the layer ones, AVAX, Terra, and Solana. Usually chasing the previous theme is a way to lose money for the reasons you said before, is you're not taking advantage of weakness. What you're trying to do is follow the momentum in a market where people are just rotating. That's usually bad. You can add to momentum trades when the whole market's in momentum, not when it's rotating. So where could the rotation go? That's the question you should be asking. Well, some of these DeFi ones had a big run in 2020, haven't done anything, have fallen 70%. Maybe it's DeFi. Maybe it's the interoperability, the ones that allow you to move things from one chain to another. They haven't really had a big run. Maybe it's those. Metaverse have had a run. NFTs have had a run. Layer ones have had a run. Ethereum's had a run. Bitcoin's had a run. So you need to be thinking, okay, what hasn't had the run yet? Yeah. And again, I wouldn't try and look for one particular single token because your probability of success, unless you really know it, is super low. Build a basket of stuff, equally weighted. Don't take too much risk. Wait and see. Yeah, even an idiot like me could get Bitcoin and Ethereum right. But now it's complicated, right? You need to know what you're doing. And, and that's why we did the Crypto Pro, because even I would reaching out to the Delphi guys all the time, saying, well, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? Because it's beyond anybody's ability. Now, they're a big team of 70 odd people who just do this all day, look at different stuff. So yes, it is more complicated. Or the other way of solving for it is choosing one focus area that you become the expert on. That's the other way. There's no way you'll be an expert in all of this. You might be okay with some broad asset allocations by using the kind of strategies that I'm talking about, but we're still a bit hit or miss. I mean, I don't really know. So that, I'm guessing too.
Do you want to know one thing about crypto? I made over 3,000% in profit in a few weeks. Fact is, the traditional financial system, the traditional money system makes you poor, not rich. If you want to earn $500,000, $1 million, you have to wait until you're 50, 60, 70 in the traditional financial system, and you probably will still be broke. And you will be old. This is not a sexy combination, as you can imagine. But the question is, how can you start in crypto and make these profits? Where to invest? Where to start? My name is Gunnar and I'm from Germany, as you can hear, and things are a little bit different in Germany. More about that later on. Fact is, there are lots of different cryptocurrencies. It's a gigantic universe where beginners and professionals get easily lost. But there is light at the end of the tunnel. There are 7 key steps you need to follow to become successful in this market. You have to know them, and if you fail one of them, it's literally impossible to succeed in this market. Just an example, one of the key points is your exchange, and one of the biggest are, for example, Binance and Coinbase. These are trusted and well-established exchanges, but, and this is a big but, you won't find the super profitable coins on those exchanges. The unknown super profitable coins that get gigantic profits are not traded on those kind of exchanges. They are traded on much smaller insider platforms that are barely known. And I can tell you what those super secret exchanges are and why they are so profitable. And another super important thing are the right information sources. The point is, the internet is gigantic. There are hundreds and hundreds of YouTube channels, blogs, pages, and much more. And there are also market makers and influencers. For example, Elon Musk, he is not a crypto guy, but the moment he recommended Dogecoin, it went through the roof, to the moon, so to say. But why did he recommend it? Where did he hear it from? He didn't hear it from newspapers. And believe me, he is listening to someone. But you have to know who, and you have to react before he is reacting. This is really, really important. And these are only 2 of the 7 steps you have to follow in order to be successful in crypto. And if you want to know all of these steps in much more detail, and if you want to have a comprehensive checklist, here's what you should do. There is a link below this video. Click on this link and you will get the opportunity to subscribe to my channel. Click on the link and you will see a video where I explain the next steps. So see you soon. Click on the link now. I'll see you there.